everyone, welcome back. It is me, James, and you are at E20 Zone TV, the place to be, and you are joined by me, Fat Boy Thief. Um, this is the Leeds versus West Ham United preview, and I am going to get into it right now. First of all, if you like what I do, like what I say, or if you don't like what I say, and you want to challenge me, please do subscribe. It goes a long way. Like the video, share the video. I'm trying to get this channel up to 100 subscribers. It's getting there slowly but surely. But yeah, every subscriber helps. It really does. So if you could like the video and subscribe, it'll go greatly. Let's get into it. Leeds United versus West Ham United, and Leeds are 2-1. Draw is 13-5, and West Ham are 5-4. And to me, I think this is a great game for West Ham. I think we're flying at the minute, and Leeds are in trouble with injuries and suspensions and etc. So, where do I see this game going? Obviously, Leeds have got some good players, and we're going to get into Leeds' key players. And this man first, which is Patrick Bamford. Good player, mate. Ex-Chelsea. He's worked his way up through the ranks. And he scored a lot of goals last year for Leeds. He really did, and he's one of them players that he don't really get the recognition sometimes. And sometimes he'll go and score a couple of goals, and everyone's raving about him. Then other times, people are saying, you know what, is he really that good enough? To me, he's good, but he's not great, and that is the problem. Furthermore, I just feel with this man, I think if he gets amongst the goals, or if he was more clinical in certain aspects of his game, I think he wouldn't be at Leeds. But I must admit, his development, he's done pretty well, if I'm honest. So yeah, he's going to be a threat against us, obviously. But I can see Zuma and probably Bonner defending pretty well against him. I really do. Moving on to this man, and this man is a worry to me, Rafinha. Good player, very, very good player. Tricky, pacey, scores goals. Leeds haven't won a game yet this season, and he has been trying his hardest to get them over the line. Where do I see with this man? If we keep him quiet, I think we keep Leeds quiet, in my opinion. I really do believe that. I think if you stop Rafinha and stop him supplying, then Leeds are going to be null and void for me. It's an hard one with me, with him. Would I like him at West Ham? I would rather have someone like St. Maximan than him, if I'm honest. I think he's good, but I think Maximan brings more. And he's a decent player. He really is. So he's very, very good. So yeah. We've definitely got to keep him quiet. Moving on to this, and this is going to be a battle of the DMs. Declan Rice versus Calvin Phillips, and for me, this is a battle that will decide the game, in my opinion. Last year when we went to Leeds, Rice ran the show. He really did. He ran the show quite convincingly, really, and made Calvin Phillips look bang average. So, for me, out of the two, if Rice is on it, then I think we win this game comfortably. I really do. Phillips is good. He's good. He's impressed me. He gets about the pitch well. It proved it with England, and when they worked as a pair, they were very, very good. But in the grand scheme of things, would you say Phillips is world class? I would say he's a very, very good player, but I wouldn't say he's world class. But Declan Rice is, and always will be, a world class player. And I just believe that wholeheartedly. When I look at Phillips, he does a lot of good stuff well. Do you know what I mean? And he gets about the pitch, breaks play up, etc. But Declan's just like a Yaya Toure reboot. Do you know what I mean? He drives forward, and if Deck is on it, then, which I think he will be, because I don't ever see him having a bad game, Declan, then Phillips is going to have his work cut out. It really is. So yeah, all I can see on this one is just the battle of the DMs, and if Rice ends up on top, I think we end up on top of this game quite comfortably. So I'm going to get into the betting odds. Do you know what I mean? And have a look and see what everyone thinks. Now, this is my three tips for Saturday's game. I've gone for Kirk Zouma 22-1, Jared Bowen 15-2, Thomas Soucek 7-1. That's the first half, first goal scorer bet. So first time goal scorer in the game. Kirk Zouma for 22-1 is gold. Right, Leeds at set pieces are not good, and I do believe if Leeds at set pieces, if we can get corners and free kicks, get it on Zuma's head, that's a great bet in my opinion. Obviously, Jared Bowen is looking lively. He really is. He's looking decent. He looked decent in the on Wednesday. I believe he plays again. I believe he plays this Saturday, and then he'll be rested against Rapid Vienna on the Thursday. So, for me, I look at this and I see Thomas Soucek and Zouma being value. But anything aerially, Leeds don't do well at, and they're known for conceding from set pieces all the time. And let's be honest, we're one of the best set pieces teams in the league. So I like Zouma at 22-1. I like Thomas Soucek at 7s. I think Bowen, he's due a goal. He really is. And it's just a case of not if, but when he does score. If he does score, then it'd be great. If he doesn't, I think one of the other two might score in this game, right? And if you don't fancy it first goal scorer in the game, you have this, which is anytime goal scorer. Kirk Zouma 15-2, Jared Bowen 13-5, and Thomas Soucek 5-2. Yeah, again, I like the Zouma bet. I really do. I think Zouma's he's gonna play the whole 90. He's gonna be a threat at every free kick, every corner. I think 22-1 and 15-2 for a small stake bet is something to watch for the day. Thomas Soucek scored last year up there, and he's had a rest now, and I do expect Soucek to be a threat at every set piece. Also, Leeds have got not a lot of defenders at present, and they're right up against it injury wise. Obviously, Jared Bowen 13-5 is a good bet. It really is. You can look at it and say, well, look at the way he played the other night, and I can see West Ham going with the standard four. Do you know what I mean? Bowen, Benrahma, Fornells, Antonio. So yeah, for me, out of the anytime goal scorer bet, I do like Zouma. I think he's a threat at everything. Anyway, I've seen enough of him now. Every time he's in that box, he's a threat. And if they don't defend him, that boy will get his head on absolute anything. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I like the Zouma one for me. Moving on to this bet, West Ham 5-6 to score 2 goals. It looks a poor choice of bet, 5-6. The price is tight. Obviously, we are 5-4 to win the match, but I believe we score 2 goals in this game, we win this match. Like, it's as simple as that. And I think we're capable. We play on the ground. We play counter attack. Leeds will come forward, but we know how to defend. So, for me, I look at this. I look at 5-6, and all I see there is like a team that if we hit them on the break, like it proved it the other night. If we got Bowen, Benrahma, Fornells, and Antonio, that's a front four that can do some damage to any team. So 5-6 is a good bet, but it ain't great. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I think you could find better value there. Like, maybe West Ham and over 1.5 goals might be a better bet, which I will come on to next, which is this. I've gone for this bet as my main prime bet for the weekend. West Ham to win and over 2.5 goals, 9-4. I like West Ham to win 5-4, but it's just too tight for me. If I want to punt West Ham at 9-4 and over 2.5 goals, Leeds, they always seem to score a goal whoever they're playing. Do you know what I mean? And they won't stop trying. The game was 2-1 last season against them at Ellen Road. And I don't know. I think we're vibing at the minute. We really are. We're vibing. We're looking the part, and we're looking like a team who can score at will. Do you know what I mean? We should have scored 3 on Wednesday, and that was with our B team against Manchester United. Obviously, Leeds haven't won a game so far this season. They're playing against us now. So the irony here is that they're going to be right up for it. Ellen Road, packed crowd, but I'd fancy us to score a goal anywhere we go, and that sort of breaks it in half. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't see us not scoring any time we're going to a place, even though we've drew one game this season, 0-0. Even then, we should have scored at least one goal in that game. And Leeds are a sort of team that will suit West Ham. Leeds will come forward, and that will open up the space. And we've played 5 games this season so far. We've drew 2, won 2, lost 1. And the 2 that we drew were against Southampton, who sat back, and Palace, who sort of sat back to a point and then hit us on the break. I can see the same thing happening here with Leeds. I can see us Leeds coming on to us and us hitting him on the break. And as I say, I just see that as a threat going the other way. I see us being a massive threat. And defensively, Leeds are not good. And if you've got us on the break and us at set pieces, you've got to fancy us. Do you know what I mean? It's a big game for West Ham. And for me, this game is a must-not-lose game for us for morale. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, after last Sunday's game against Manchester United, was all deflated, was all gutted. Like, I was so gutted. Obviously, the League Cup game makes up for it, but it's a different competition. I want us to do well in the Premier League this year. So we need to go there, positive mentality, positive mindset, and I do believe we will get a decent result at Leeds. If I was to predict the score line, I'm going to say 2-1 West Ham. I think we come out the traps, and I think we'll blast them 2-0, and I think they'll nick one at the end. I really do believe that. I've got some comments in the chat. Simon, evening. Have you eaten now? I certainly have, sir. Scott, hope you're well, mate. Well, James. Well, James, a win against Leeds is a must. It's a massive game for us. 12 watching, and let's get 15 likes. If it's 12 watching, mate, I really do appreciate it, I must admit. And please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get it to 100, and I'll be so happy if I can get it to 100 by the end of the month. But as I say, it's going to be an interesting game. But I just think the way we are vibing at the minute, we are. I've never seen this with our club for a long time, and I've seen our club go through a lot of hard times. But I must admit, I fancy us to score any time against any team in this league. And Leeds is a bit of a perfect game for us. We've rested half our squad. Like, obviously, Fabianski didn't play. Kufal played, but then Zuma didn't. Abona didn't. Cresswell didn't. So they've had proper rest, so they can be fresh. Suchet and Rice didn't play, which I believe them two will come straight back in. Fornell's played for half hour. Benny didn't play at all. And obviously, Bowen played the whole game with Antonio, who hasn't played no games since he's sending off. So it's going to be interesting. If you want to bet on Antonio, it's 9-2. He's 9-2 to score first goal. If you want to bet on him to score any time, he's 6-4. And there's a special there. If you fancy Antonio to score 2 goals at Leeds, it's 11-1. Which, let's be honest, he scored 2 goals against Leicester. It's not bad value. Do you know what I mean? But that's a couple of little punts that if you fancy a bet, then yeah, that's a bit of you. Vlasic for Antonio is the only change for me, mate. I think I'm not vibing on Vlasic at the minute. I really ain't. I fancy Antonio to have a great game, a few weeks off here, be fresh. As I say, Scott, He's if you fancy him to score, he's 9-2. If you fancy him to score any time, he's 6-4. And if you fancy him to score a brace, he is 11-1. And that is a special on Sky Bet. So yeah, obviously go and check it out. But for me, in this game, um, it's a game that I just want us just to go there and just take them apart. You know what I mean? We need to give someone a good idea. And we've we started off the season well, and then we sort of we're slip sliding away. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it'd be like nice for us just to go there and just wipe them aside. But I just think Leeds are a decent side, even if they are got players out. Do you know what I mean? Let's have a look at the comments. Scott says 11-1 is great odds. It is, mate. It is. If Antonio's on it and Leeds have got no defenders, 11-1's gold for me. Can see 4-0 scoring. I'm going to say I don't know on that one, mate. West Ham 3-1 is a great bet. As I say, if you want to check out the over 2.5 goals West Ham win, that's 9-4. So yeah, I can see that happening. But it's just one of them now with me. I just want us to sort of, as I say, and I know I keep going on about it, get out the traps, get them early, and take them apart. I think we need to score at first in this game, though. That's the one thing I will say. This game is a must not concede like at first, because I think if we concede first, then we've got to come forward, and then Leeds are going to be flying the other way. But you know what? I've got faith in the boys. I really have. I really have got faith in this team at the minute, and they're surprising me every other week. Do you know what I mean? One week we will be decent. Another week we might think, oh, I don't know, like have we played really well or not? But recently, over time, we've been providing week in, week out, and it's been good to see. It really has. If there's any questions, if anyone's got any questions or comments, chuck them in the comment section below before I wrap it up. And yeah, just fire away. Scott says, yeah, yep, he fancies 3-1-2. I think 3-1's something like 16-1. I think something ridiculous. I don't really go on score lines because there's nothing worse than being robbed or ruined by something. If you like that, I think over 3.5 goals is like something ridiculous, like 7-2 or something, or 9-2 or something ridiculous like that. So yeah, but obviously it's Bielsa against Moyes, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. It really is. So for me, it's all about Phillips and Rice, and whoever wins that battle, I think wins the day. Do you know what I mean? But I actually predicted that Leeds would struggle this year. And a lot of people turned around and said to me that basically, nah, James, Leeds are going to come good again. But you can only play that rock and roll football for so long before you start getting found out. And I do believe Leeds are starting to get found out now. They haven't won a game so far. I think they've drew some games and they've lost. They've been hammered against Liverpool and Manchester United. And when I look at us, when we played Manchester United with Ronaldo, and they didn't have Ronaldo at the time. When I look at it like that, all I see is like a team that it's good going forward, but they just can't defend. So, yeah. Jay Woods brings an interesting comment up here. Do you think Fabianski is a start? I feel that Fabianski in the last game, like with some of the comments that I see on different platforms, was getting harshly treated massively. There's criticising a man because basically he's not cutting it for West Ham. But then there's criticising a man for the sake of criticising the man because you want Areola in. Now, to me, that's not fair. Fab done well against Manchester United, and if you go back and watch that game and go through that game, he made 2 or 3 class saves and kept us in the game against Manchester United. Even though we lost it at the end, he couldn't do nothing for Jesse's goal, and he couldn't really do a lot for the. Maybe he could have pushed the ball out wide for Ronaldo's goal, but if we're going to, excuse me, if we're going to pull him up for that, then we're being very harsh, very, very harsh, because he's made some blockbuster saves. He's done well. Areola's the better goalkeeper, and he is, but from what I saw of Areola last night, to me, first half he was shaky as anything, like, and he was poor in my opinion. Second half, he come out, he looked a completely different goalkeeper. It was like someone had said to him, "Listen, calm down, chill. Right, it's that's your debut, but you mean you've got this." And I must admit, in the second half, he come out and he was good. He was very good. Um, Obviously, I would like to see Fabian on Saturday, and then Areola in the Europa League game. I think that's a perfect game for him to play. Areola, he's at home. He's going to be in front of the crowd. So yeah, I really do think that is the way forward. And that, yeah, you can't drop Fab just yet. I agree. Give it a month or so, and Areola will be number one. Basically, until there's a reason otherwise, then you just can't take Fabianski out. Do you know what I mean? We all want to see Areola, but let's be honest. There's enough games that we've got coming up. I.e., we've got the Europa, we've got the League Cup game, where Areola, we will see more of Areola. Should Areola be number one right now? Areola should be the Premier League goalkeeper, and Fab should be all cups goalkeeper. So that's League Cup, FA Cup, Europa League, and that's what it should be. Excuse me. So yeah, that's the way I look at it with that. I think Areola, we've got to give him some game time and see what we make of him. But it is what it is at the minute. Do you know what I mean? I just want to touch on a few other things before I sort of wrap it up. So I'm going to just keep going in for another sort of 6-7 minutes, and I'll wrap it up. Issa Diop for me, he's getting better. I think maybe don't be surprised if Issa comes in on Saturday with Zuma, like, because I know Obona's good, but Issa was very good last night. He really was, and for me, he was man of the match. He was absolutely brilliant. And ever since Zuma's come to this club, I've seen a different side to Diop. I really have. I've always said it. Diop's a good player, but he needs to be loved. He needs to be encouraged, and he needs to be sort of an arm around him and say, you know what, mate, I'll help you through it. And I think at the end of it, we will see the player that we bought and the player that Man United wanted after the first season. So yeah, don't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if Issa come in at the weekend. It was Zuma and Issa. Zuma has to play on Saturday. There is no two ways about it. Right? If I go there Saturday and let's put it this way, Zuma's not playing, then I won't be best pleased. Zuma has to play. But Issa's got a shout. He really has. He really, really has. And he's done well in the last two games he's played in Zagreb in a hostile environment and at Manchester United. So yeah. Jay Woods coming off the bench for Leeds would pick Lanzini or Vlasic. Lanzini was class against United. Great question, Jay Woods. It really is. I'm not impressed with Vlasic. I really ain't, and that might be controversial, and it might be a bit. Well, he's only just arrived, but I've not seen anything to prove otherwise with me at the minute. I want to be proved wrong with Vlasic, yeah, but he looks slow. He looks slow. He just doesn't look like. I see him against Manchester United, and I weren't blown away by his game. Do you know what I mean? There was nothing there really. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, if we're going to go into it, Vlasic could come on, or he could start ahead of Bowen, because Bowen's played 2 games and he's probably wrecked. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I don't want to see that happen. I want to see Bowen start, because I think Bowen's been great. But Vlasic needs to do something. And what makes me sort of, I ain't going to say gets my blood boiling, but when people say, oh, they need time to bed in, just take a look at Alex Krell. Alex Krell the other night when he played against Manchester United, I thought was very, very good. He was full of energy, got about the pitch, got stuck in, non-stop running, like Do you know what I mean? He was class. He was really class. So I look at it like this. I won't judge Flassage just yet, but I'm not. What I've seen doesn't blow me away to say, you know what, we've signed this player and he's going to be the next big thing. So yeah, obviously I'm going to give him Saturday against Leeds. I'm going to give him against Rapid Vienna, which I believe he plays in, and I'm going to give him till Brentford, and then it'll be an international break. And once them 3 games have done, and we're sitting here and we're going, right, it's the first sort of break in the season for another international break. So it'll be the second break in. What is your thoughts on Vlasic? And Vlasic would have played what? 1, 2. He would have been involved in 6 games if he plays in every game. Then questions would need to be asked if like what's going on with it. Do you know what I mean? I've seen comments and I've seen people saying to me about, well, it took 4 3 years, and my argument to that is basically this: are we relying on players over like years? Like, we need these players to come in and hit the ground running, because if they don't, then we're going to be light. Do you know what I mean? Then we're going to be asking for Yarmolenko to go up front, or do you know what I mean? Square pegs in round holes, and then you just can't do it. Just cannot do it. And yeah, so I need to see a bit more from Vlasic. I really do. I think if West Ham are in control on Saturday, Crowell is the man to bring on. I see enough of that man to go, you know what, bring him on. Go 3 in midfield. Imagine a 3-man midfield of Crowell, Souček, and Declan Rice. Nothing gets through that. That's energy. That's just class. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, yes, Scott, there is another international break, mate. Sorry to tell you, it's coming up. But and then after that, we've got Everton, and then we've got Spurs. So it's important that ideally, for me, I would love it if Vlasic can get a goal before the international break. Because imagine if he scores, then everyone's buzzing, because everyone's going, right, we have got a player, we've got this, we've got that. Obviously, I want Benny to keep scoring, because I'm 7 away from my famous bet that I've told everyone not to do. And yeah, if you're on that bet, we're 7 away. But to sort of round it up, because I'm going to give it a sort of a roundup now. Saturday's game is important for the morale. It really is. I don't want to lose up there to Leeds. Like, even, and with their circumstances, I don't think a draw at present is good. I think we need to go there and absolutely go through Leeds, no problem. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting. Scott says here, yeah, if we're 2-1 up with 10 minutes to go, get Ben Rama and Bowen off and Crow on. Yeah, I agree. I really do. I believe that in-game management is going to have to happen. It's going to have to happen. So at the end of the day, Crow is there, right? He's fit, he's raring to go, and he's proved to us the other day when he was in a midfield of a makeshift midfield, really. So yeah, I hope for a positive result and a positive performance on Saturday, and I do believe the boys will deliver. So yeah, I'm going to round it up there. I just want to thank everyone who's been watching for the last sort of 29 minutes. I really do appreciate it. Spread the word. I'm trying to get this up to 100 subscribers. I'm at 88 at the minute. I really would appreciate trying to get to 100 by the time the end of September comes around. If you like my content, give the video a like. I appreciate it. And if you like what I do, give it a subscribe. I'm trying to get it up. I'm trying to build this up. I only try and talk facts. I don't try and like sugarcoat it. If you're right, I will back you. If you're wrong, I will challenge it, because that's the way it is in life. There is no fence with me. So yeah. But anyway, that's enough for me. Thanks for watching. Take care, and let's hope for a positive result on Saturday against Leeds in Yorkshire. Bye for now.